In the previous vlog, we started off from Aiyur forest guest house towards Kodakarai and started the trek to Gutherayan peak. We reached a waterhole in the middle of the forest and also checked out a few historic relics like an idol, a well, and a temple in the forest. But we weren't making any progress towards climbing the peak. It took us a while, and we finally convinced the guide to take us to the Gutherayan peak, even if the route was difficult. And our real adventure started as we left the narrow path we were following and entered straight into the jungle, quite literally, since there was no path to follow here.
These guys making.
Oh, okay. Or it's some deer or something.
ಈಗ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ ಕೆನಿತ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟರ್ ಹೋದಾಗ ಒಂದು ಕಡ್ಡಿ ಮುರಿದಂಗೆ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಂತ. I'm not sure if you have taken the right route. It's completely covered actually with lantana everywhere. But this one is very cheap. We are near the foothills here of the peak of Gutherayan peak. But we are not sure of the route exactly. Correct, huh? Okay.
The lantana was so dense everywhere and had quite literally overgrown all over the forest.
Next time I'm sure we clear the path, sir.
There's literally no route here. We're just trying to make a route.
Lantana, which was introduced to India in the early 1800s as an ornamental plant, has since become an invasive species in India, taking over millions of hectares of pasture land and forests.
So we've reached a vantage point here, but still it's the, I think, base of the hill that we have reached, and there's a good view here already. Quite a bit to climb. I think another 1 hour climb I am guessing from here. We have a little bit of respite from dense bushes here. Superb, man. Unbelievable. Look at where the cattle are grazing at such an altitude on a steep face of this Gutherayan peak. What an amazing view, man. Stunning. We are pretty close to the peak now, but what a view already, man, to have. Quite fantastic. See, because of the heavy wind here, you can see these trees are all very stunted growth because they can withstand this wind. You can see they don't grow tall at all, and they only branch out a little bit, so they never grow very big at all. That's how smart the trees are.
We gradually inched closer towards the peak, passing through some dense bushes again.
Thanks. Lot of thorns. If you have read Kenneth Anderson's books, whenever he said, when you trek in these forests, it will shred your skin because the undergrowth is so dense, and there are a lot of thorns. And I guess this is what it is. You need to come here to experience that. Very, very dense bushes here. The elephants have come close to the peak of Gutherayan.
Thank you.
On the summit? Wow.
Thank you for
Great.
Tallest peak in Krishnagiri district, sir.
Huh?
Tallest peak in Krishnagiri
The
district.
tallest peak,
Gutherayan.
Gutherayan peak. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You made it.
ये फोटो എടുക്കുന്നു sir നിങ്ങൾ.
Wow, man. Finally made it to Gutherayan peak. Just a few hours before, this looked highly unlikely. We were told it's very difficult to reach, and there's no way we can reach the peak. But here we are, on top of the peak. Fantastic, man. Fantastic.
Hey, we have reached here.
Yeah, we'll do. We'll come there. What a view, man. What a view. Wow. Just unbelievable. Fantastic. Vishwa?
Hi.
Pawan, before you start your meditation, finally you reached Gutherayan peak. Dinesh?
Yes.
Chetan? What a view, man. Just incredible. Unbelievable view. At a distance we can also see Mettur Dam from here. Finally on top of Gutherayan peak. as Kenneth had mentioned that there was a rest house on the slopes of Gutherayan Peak. We were not able to find that, and from what I hear, they say there is no such guest house. It must be at Kodakarai only. But anyway, but looking at the thick lantana growth here, I doubt even if it can completely gobble up a guest house, and especially a ruined one. So I think we'll never find that out. One thing's for sure, the scenery around here, the forests around look as virgin as how it was back in 1950s when Kenneth was here. That's for sure. It's incredibly beautiful. Yes, there are few villages have grown a little bit, but the sceneries are just fantastic.
It was finally time to head back down.
You need to squat here completely.
The route we were taking while coming down was a proper marked trail, and it should have been the one we should have taken while going up as well.
Then dropping them to the stairs.
Some carnivore answers because the hairs in it, right?
The same route we came, no? Right?
No. Enjoying the trek?
Yeah. Really awesome.
The route down that we are taking, it's much well marked, no challenges so far. It seems to be pretty easy. While going up was one hell of an adventure.
We reached a small stream in the forest which had a lot of butterflies around.
Kenneth had told that this is a spider valley. I've always seen a lot of butterflies in this area as well. So I would like to call it as a valley of butterflies as well.
We came across a wild jackfruit tree,
Wow.
and a few of them were up the tree to fetch some fruits.
ಯಾರು ಮರ ಹತ್ತಿಯಾರ?
3 ಜನ ಹತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಪ್ಪ.
Looks like a wild jackfruit ಅಲ್ಲ?
கீழே போடுங்க, ட்ரை பண்ணி பார்ப்போம். ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ? ಇದೆ. ಓಡ್ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡೇ ಇರಬೇಕು.
ಹಾ.
ಕಾಯಿಗೆ ಉಪ್ಪು ಖಾರ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ.
Is it ripe? Not ripe. Not ripe.
You will be sitting and you will be shaking your leg without your consciousness. Please pick it up somewhere. If you would have
Oh, okay.
perfect.
ಕಾಯಿ ಫುಲ್ ಕಾಯಿ.
ಉಪ್ಪು ಖಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಇದು.
ಅದು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂಕ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ,
ನೋ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್
ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಕಾಡಿನ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಸ್ವೀಟ್ ಇರೋದು.
ಆನೆಗಳು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ, ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ಸ್.
ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಕಮ್.
ಇನ್ನು ಸೀಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸೀಡ್ ಕೂಡ ಇನ್ನೂ ಇದಾವಲ್ಲ.
ಬಟ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷಿಯಸ್ ಇದೆ.
ಕರಿಪನ್ನ ಸೂಪರ್.
Truly magical forest this is.
It looked like the noisy birds were plum-headed parakeets.
We are back at the water hole here.
I stayed back a little while at the water hole to enjoy the ambience of the place. As we continued towards the village, the barbet calls kept a constant company during the trek. I heard this particular bird call, which called just 4 times, but I wasn't able to identify it. As we got closer to the village of Kodakarai, I kept thinking about the isolation of this place and how beautiful it really was. Kenneth, during his time, was fortunate and brave enough to have extensively explored this region.
That's the peak in my background that we had climbed.
Even though we had seen some ancient relics from the past, like the carvings on a rock and some places of worship, I was quite sure there was quite a lot to be discovered in this mysterious and ancient forests. But looking at the dense undergrowth, I guess these forests like to keep their secrets to themselves, and maybe, in their quiet way, they are teaching us something profound, that some mysteries are meant to remain untouched.